Hello everyone and welcome back to Battletech Advanced 3062. Here we have the second part of our attack and defend mission working against the Lyrian Commonwealth on Terra. So one might even call that Crusade for Terra, unless I'm mixing too many fandoms by making that illusion. So we are between enemy reinforcements and we're trying to take down the two remaining buildings from our opponents. Okay, inbound reinforcements dropping there. Not exactly where I expected. And let's see. Well, there's our allies moving up. Let's just reserve down. And then we should try to get some sort of decent flanking on the enemy. So, King Crab, I was expecting the reinforcements to drop right in the center. Although I guess that's our future evac zone, so I wasn't watching that too carefully. We'll get the King Crab up and around. Hopefully, if he can take some rear shots with those rotary Gauss rifles, it'll be absolutely devastating. And then we can also get the plasma rifle Marauder up and into a decent position as well. Okay. Oh, having some trouble with my mouse, just a minute. There we are. So, let's get up and behind a building at first so they can't shoot in. And they have good evasion, and we need to get our Centurion up and out of the way as well. Now our Centurion and our Dervish are going to be our dedicated takedown building squad, because that still needs to be a thing. And let's see, 1050 health on each of these remaining large corporate buildings is just absolutely crazy of a health pool to chew through. We're running out of SRMs. Oh, that's incredible. I'm not sure we'll have enough SRMs to take these buildings down with just these two mechs. It's kind of crazy. Our Orion is just going to stand there behind that building, and we are also going to get... So the Crab is going to come up and turn around like that. Good. Very nice. And let's see, let's get the Atlas. I want some evasion before they come in, and then we'll use the bracing cockpit once the enemy drops. So let's do that. Okay. Lyrian Leopard just dropped on the Lance, which means we just have an opportunity for an additional payday. Okay, they're up to 3 reinforcement waves, it looks like, and they're moving forward. So we have a Crusader, 5M, double streak SRM2, it's not bad, a Rakshasa, an Archer, it's default loadout, and a Penetrator 4F. Quad medium pulse could be an issue. It's not exactly my favorite build to have to face. And so these guys dropped in, they're all going to have 8 pips of evasion, absolutely absurd amounts of evasion. I want them to move before we really start shooting in. Our ally Prometheus moving up, I don't think he's fired a single round this entire game, and I don't quite understand that. I mean, fire your guns should be something that the AI can manage, but sometimes not. Our Atlas finally opens up, well, the allied Atlas finally opens up with his direct fire capabilities, and the enemy penetrator not shooting either, so I wonder if there's some sort of optimization issue going on there. Could very well be, a little bit hard to say. We do have rear shots available if we move up, but they aren't good shots yet because of the evasion on those enemy mechs. There's the Rakshasa moving up, and sensor lock going down on the enemy Crusader. Very nice. It's going to be from one of our turrets. Okay. Come on, Archer. There we go. He's protecting his back decently well, but I think we still have some opportunities here. Our King Crab might not be able to reach them on this turn, and I mean, we can get a side shot on the Archer. It's not terrible. It's good facing from him, to be honest. Really not bad. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just pound through him. It's still a side shot, which means decent clustering. So our rotary Gausses should be able to do pretty good work here. And fire away. Huh. We headcapped him. Very nice. Pilot incapacitated, 5 salvageable parts, and a dead mech off of our first volley against these enemy reinforcements. I'd say that's a good sign. So, that works for me. I'm not going to complain. Let's see. Centurion, just open up again, put the other SRM6 on. I mean, we're making our way through, but yeah, wow. Dervish is going to be one of his last volleys. I think last 2 volleys by the look of that ammunition supply. Let's make it count. We did use Battle Lord to increase the SRM damage a little bit, just to try and shoot through a building that much faster, which is a little embarrassing. And I think we could do... I can't shoot at the... yeah, I can. So because of that initial success with the Archer, we're going to move our Marauder over as well, and try to use him to take out these buildings a little faster. So let's fire into the one that is not yet damaged, because this could do up to 400 some damage to that building. Yeah, 400. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Which would have been, some of that would have been lost if we used it to take down the one that's already hurt. Okay, so we have our Orion who can now sort of peek out from around this corner. That works for me. And we'll fire in at the, let's see, just the Crusader's decently armed. The Rakshasa is not great. Medium pulse, but double large lasers. Let's go in for the, let's shoot at the Penetrator. I think those quad medium pulses are something I want offline. Decently early if I can get it. And reserving to 2, we can fire in with the Atlas, bracing cockpit. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I always have to sneeze when I'm recording. I wonder if, I don't know, it's just all in my head probably. Okay, so we have the cockpit brace on for additional accuracy. We're finally going to be able to get those light PPCs online, and because the direction of attack on that Penetrator, we're going to fire into the Rakshasa. Precision strike just to show what we can do. So those heavy thunderbolts, and all 3 PPCs landing in decently well. We also can do a defensive formation off of Chancellor and the Crab, which will give us additional protection. And let's fire in rear arc of the enemy Crusader. We're splitting our fire a little bit, but it's because we have different hit locations that we're focusing on for each one. So we want to take them down efficiently, and that means concentrating fire. Instead of scattering it everywhere. Now we're just going to stand here because the Crab is meant to draw fire, and shooting again at the enemy Crusader. Pretty good damage. I gotta say I'm happy with that. It's just ER medium lasers, not even clan versions, just ER mediums. And the Crusader 62, 22, 26. Not a lot of rear structure. Well, I guess it's main structure, but through the rear armor arc. Not a lot of that left. This looks like it is that same Crusader deciding his movement, and he's got to worry, you know, does he go up toward his objectives, or does he go after the easy target behind him? It does look like moving toward the objectives, firing in on the enemy Atlas, enough to get a head hit, so, I mean, you know, that could have gone worse for him. I can't criticize that choice at all. And let's fire in the Marauder again at the larger, well, more healthy of the 2 corporate buildings. Okay, decent damage there. See which one is now more injured. About the same. Let's go in after this guy. Pushing the red line to get that kill. But hopefully we've gotten it. And this is our last volley. Can't even do a full volley. That's the last volley off the Dervish. Enough to take down a building though, which is pretty nice. Ammunition costs are going to be high. Very high for this mission, I would say. But yeah, that's alright. We'll be alright. I think what we want to do is we want to kill this reinforcement wave and then evac, because losing out on that much ammunition means that each fight is going to get that much more difficult, which is not exactly what I want. We're just going to stand still and shoot rear arc the Crusader. Let's get 4. Only needed 1. Look at that. Very nice. Dead Crusader. That's half of the first enemy reinforcement wave dead and gone. And no, that's not copyright infringement TI, but oh well. Rakshasa dodging pretty much all of that Atlas fire. It's not exactly great. But I mean, if I were either one of those pilots, as I often say for the enemy Op 4 as the mission sort of gets to its later parts, I would not be very happy at all. So there's that MRM 90 turret shooting up. You know, shooting in, not shooting up. Quite a big difference there. Okay, and we can finally get the King Crab online, and let's see if we can get some good work done on the enemy Penetrator. Pretty light armor back here. We do, of course, avoid damage mitigation from the rear arc shot. Yeah, I mean, we ripped some things off. It's not the same hit locations I was hoping for previously, but it was our only shot that we could take, which made it our best shot that we could take. So I guess that will hopefully work out. Now here's the Rakshasa. Okay, come on, where are you moving? Come on, buddy. You can do it. Think through. Come on. Okay, so he's moving up. Allied Atlas once again taking a bit of a pounding. But, you know, Alexander Kerensky himself, designer, well, inspirer of the original Atlas, would be well proud of how well he's taking that damage. So we pounded through on the CT a little bit more than I expected on the enemy Rakshasa on the first volley. Let's see what we can do with the second. Light PPCs do land in pretty well, and we're loading absolute tons of instability damage onto that Rakshasa. Unfortunately not a lot to the CT, but we did expose the right torso, which was pretty heavily armored before that, so at least that is something, and we can still, I think we're going to move up. Can I get into the water? I can. So our crab now should be able to fire again here, yep, without cooking because of the additional heat sink from the water. 1, 2, 3, loading into the exposed structure, and that's a dead mech. Only one remaining, and this has been pretty tidy. I have to admit, I was pretty worried about this before we started because I'm not running a lot of clan tech. I have some awkward components to this lance, like mismatched speeds, and my forward elements. The Dervish is fine until it runs out of ammunition, but it did run out of ammunition. The Centurion is okay, but really best used as a flanker more than a burn through from the front type deal, just because of his mobility and lighter armament compared to what it could be if I had a smaller engine on there. Oh, and our allies have killed that reinforcement wave. You know what? I think we will wait for one more reinforcement wave to come in, and then depending on where it lands, we'll make the decision then, because we're in pretty decent shape. I'm going to bring the Plasma Marauder back around. Such a reliable design. I've used it in pretty much, I think, all 3 of my last campaigns in this game, because it's just that good, in my opinion anyway. Let's get the Orion back behind this building. I liked that, to protect him from fire off the start. And let's click done there. And for right now, jeez, only thing left on that, the only thing left on that mech is a narc launcher. We're gonna shoot in just to get this corporate building one volley away from death. And I think that'll pretty much do it. So we have 80 left on that, which works for me. We can just brace there with the king crab. Okay, and El Duce will also brace. Very nice. Oh, Lyrian forces inbound. I don't like that location. I think we're just going to kill the last building. Let's see if that ends the mission or not, or if we have to get to evac. Building down. Sumire is ready for pickup. Primary objectives. And yep, there's the mission. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.